Hey everybody, welcome inside of the new game closet. It's all brand new, well, mostly. I'm going to give you a tour. We'll start off with part of the tour and we'll give you a 360 around the room, so to speak, and then I'll grab the camera and I'll show you a few things on the shelves. As you can probably see, I have a wide angle lens on here so you can kind of see everything that's going on. I just recently put in these brand new shelves, which they're from IKEA, and thank heaven they're taller than I am. I'm like 6'5". Yes, I'm slightly taller than John Riggs. We checked, went back to back. Yeah, I'm a little taller than John. Up here we start off with PlayStation 5 games to PlayStation 4 down to 3. And then way down here on the bottom, I have a lot of books and even more books and some things from my childhood like this. Yes, this was literally my pencil case when I was a kid in like, I think kindergarten or maybe first grade, not kidding you. So I was like, I can't get rid of that. Even has my handwriting on it. So we go down here to PlayStation 3 games and then back up here, we still have some more PlayStation 3 and then it moves over into PlayStation 2. And then of course more PlayStation 2, original Xbox. Then the 360 starts over here and then more 360, and then Xbox Series X and Xbox One are over here. And then we get into just a little smattering of some stuff because I don't have too many of the Evercade games, but some Evercade games here. And then some boxed Atari games, a couple of my PS1 games that I have the long boxes for. I don't have too many of those. Some of my Switch games, not all of them. I keep some of my stuff out in my living room. I have a storage ottoman. So, you know, the family can kind of grab hold of whatever they want to play. The stuff that we play a good deal of the time, but they know how to come in here into the studio and grab whatever they want to play. And then Wii U, Wii, and then I have a couple of GameCube games here. I really don't have that many GameCube games. I sold off a good deal of my GameCube games a long time ago with my beloved GameCube. Everybody might recognize this, the TARDIS from Doctor Who. This is actually an ice bucket, and this actually did serve as my, well, right now it's serving as a kind of a conglomerate of a, you know, garbage bin. I've got all kinds of stuff in there, but this served as the container that held my rings when my wife and I got married. So that was pretty cool there. And of course there's a Dalek right here. Now this area right here has a lot of movies, a lot of DVDs, not all of them. And then the Atari corner over here. Let's go around this way. You'll see a whole bunch of consoles over this way, including two of my beloved iMacs, just two of my beloved iMacs. Now, I'm a Mac guy. Go ahead and hiss all you want, Windows people. Some people like Black & Decker and some people, you know, like Ryobi. So, you know, pick your poison. The PS5 is sleeping and so is the Series X. So shh, let's keep that quiet. But I will also turn on this light right here. Oh my gosh, it's the sun.
Are you stupid or something?
Over in this area is where I do a lot of the video editing and everything like that. Of course, I've got my computer over here, actually a couple of computers, dual monitors, and my Metallica 92 tour poster right here. And then if we swing around this way, you can see a whole bunch of crap on the door. So let me grab the camera and we'll take you around the room, all right? So this is a case that has my Star Wars Han Solo Blaster. My Star Wars Han Solo Blaster. Yes, that is the original one from 1977. I've had it ever since I was a kid. And then it's got the Star Trek phaser. Had that one since I was a kid as well. And this still works. This never did work. My dad tried fixing it and it just never worked, so. And of course, Davros, the creator of the Daleks. And then you might recognize this if you ever had a Star Wars Death Star play set. This was the trash monster creature. So that's the only thing I have left. And then of course that is Omega Supreme from the Transformers. The Iron Giant, I almost forgot. The Enterprise. The Chief. Giant Starscream, Emperor Starscream. There's RoboCop. The original robot from Lost in Space. I love my stereo here. I've had this one for a long time. Yeah, I call it the Enterprise because this thing does everything you could possibly imagine. I can even record by setting it just like you would a VCR back in the past. I can record off the radio with the cassette players, but I can set it to record at a certain time even. It even has surround sound. And there's the Anniversary Optimus Prime. You all know Marcus. And of course, there is the T-800. Actually, that's the T-850 to be technical. Robbie the Robot. And Unicron. And then there's the Halo 3 Master Chief. And I put a nice crown on him just because that's fun. Now, you might have noticed some of these albums up here during some of my videos. And you can't see them too well because, you know, they're obfuscated by some of the stuff here. And I actually have a couple more I have to hang up over back here. But this one is not an album. That is, of course, a laser disc. And it's actually signed by, if you can see that there, Tawny Katane, who starred in the movie, A Bachelor Party. And yes, that is Optimus Prime, the actual one from, you know, Generation 1. This is a model that a very good friend of mine gave me. Her name is Tawny. She's like a sister to me. Hi, Tawny. I know you're probably watching this. And there's Boba Fett inside of Slave 1. That is a model that she had. And she said, nah, I don't want this anymore. Take it. And then there's, yes, that is a gold Pac-Man and a gold Berserk. And then I have my original Sequest from when I was a kid. And then that, Pitfall 2, is signed by David Crane. And then, of course, you might recognize Nakatomi Plaza. Yes, this is the actual one that has the Blu-rays and for all 5 movies in the base. So it's right in there. And then, of course, there's the Hulk and the Hulk Buster. Now, a lot of my games, I don't have a large collection when it comes to some things. I highly curate my collection. And additionally, a lot of my stuff is actually not in this room. I've got a very, very small original Nintendo collection. I just was not, at that time, I just was not collecting that. I had a Commodore 64. And then I still need to get those stickers that you can put at the end labels for my Nintendo 64 cartridges. I just sold off a great deal of them. I'm only keeping the ones that I really like. I sold off all the cannon fodder. And then some DS games. And, you know, only the ones that I have cases for, and Super Nintendo. Now, all my Super Nintendo games are not out because all the ones that I have boxed, they are in a different place. And then a good deal of my Genesis games are here as well. Retro Rob gave me what's inside that case. It is a really, really cool custom job modified Game Boy Advance. I still need to get a case for that. And I haven't even put that thing on my PS5 yet. So many games, so little time. I can't get it back up there. That's what she said.
Are you stupid or something?
My friend Javier, a viewer of the channel, he painted that for me. Thank you once again, Javier. And then you guys will notice, oh no, the 4th Doctor fell over. He must have been drinking. So we have the 4th Doctor and the 11th Doctor, and there's K9. Now, this is funny. We found this in Toledo, Ohio. This is the coolest thing ever. It's so tiny. This little Godzilla is a replica, a modern replica of my giant one that I have right up here. And this thing's it has to be like 2 feet tall. And that's from like 1977, I think, 1976. I believe it's 77. And then this lovely pelican was given to me by my friend Matt. His channel is Mysticles. Check him out. And then I still have to get a case for this. This is, of course, the original N64 game Rampage, signed by the creator, Brian F. Collin. And if he's watching, I doubt he is, but if he's watching, hello, Brian. I hope to see you next month. Next month at Korg's. Okay, but you can see all the games that are in here, nothing special. I mean, we all have games. I'm not going to go through all the games. Most of this stuff is in alphabetical order. The Switch stuff is absolutely not in alphabetical order, not right now. But then one of my prized games, I have Samurai Western. And then, of course, another one of my prize games, RoboCop versus the Terminator. Now, in case you guys didn't see this, Hallmark came out with this past year. This is one of my absolute favorite arcade games. It's the Star Trek simulator. And the stand-up one just, I think, stinks because this one, if you can see inside there, that's where the speakers are. And the speakers would be in the original one, you know, the actual full-size thing. And then when you put the money in it, you actually hear Spock say, "Welcome aboard, Captain." It's really, really cool. But if I push the button here...
Be the captain of the Starship Enterprise. Welcome aboard, Captain.
It's so flippin' cool. We'll shut that off. And you might notice there's our buddy Kit. Now, Car's out in the living room, so he's just kind of taking it easy, but yeah, that's so cool. That's right. Okay. I'm Batman. Batman VHS. There is Ed 209 pop figure and RoboCop pop figure. And Van Halen Live Without a Net VHS. Woo! A good chunk of my movies. Yeah. Do I have enough Star Wars VHS sets? What do you think? You think I have enough? I might. All right. This is really cool. So yeah, I'm sure all of you guys have seen one of these. You know, it holds the Star Wars action figures. And this is the one that I had when I was a kid. And yeah, you're probably sitting there going, wow, it's awfully shiny. It's awfully new looking. Well, I did clean it up. It gets dusty every once in a while and I clean it up. I have some Pepsi cans over here. There's one from like the, oh gosh, it's got to be from the 90s, sometime the early 90s or something. There's a crystal Pepsi can that all of these were ones I opened. I have a good deal of my Activision games here. Now, these are not all of them. Oh my gosh, I got to get way up there. And then my Magic games. I think most of my Magic games are here. Yeah, do not ask me why I decided to collect all of the Data Age ones, but I decided to. But yeah, these are not all of my Atari games, and nor are these. I mean, there's a good deal of them here, but that's not all of them. But yeah, more VHSs over this way, and there's Lord Vader. I heard this joke lately, or recently. Heard this joke recently. And it goes that the reason why he likes to be called Lord Vader is because he doesn't want to be called Master Vader. So, I don't get it. Anyway, my wife made this for me. So yeah, the missus made this Halo collage. It's pretty darn cool. And then this was given to me by my friend Kevin, who owns a game store out in Fremont. He's a co-owner out there. And that is CNC Games. If you can see this right here, this thing's great. So any one of these, I have to get my labels back on here because since I moved everything around. So I believe this would be the PS5. So if I want to turn the PS5 on, I turn that on and then I turn on the PS5. Or the Series X, since it's up here, that would be number 2. So Series X is right there. And then it goes from there, you know, down to the Xbox, and then I just go right on down the line. My poor G4. Mm-hmm. We'll get her fixed here soon. That's no big deal. Some of you may wonder, because like down here, you'll see this long green screen, and it's all rolled up. And yes, I would have to move this out of the way, but I actually hang my green screen up on that hook there. And then on that hook over there, and then of course the disco ball has to come down. And then that's when I do a lot of my green screen work. Some of the crazy stuff you see me do, I do it right here.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, are we there yet?
No, not yet. Why did you bring these guys? Where am... Oh, how did I end up here again?
Let's get out of here.
Let me show you something here. So the way I have my lights hooked up, now I've got all of these different small rig things here. So I can actually hook up, move my lights. I can move them at any time. I don't have to actually move it from one to the other and to the other. And yes, in case you did see that, that is a shell of a Dreamcast top right there. Those are 2 of my lights. I got a 3rd one here. I have a 4th one in a bag, and then I also have other lights. If I need them, I can always get them out. But I can be pretty versatile however I want to do it. So, and of course, there's one of the Borg, and a giant pop sound wave, and my Vectrex, my Indiana Jones hat, and then there's Dr. Peter Weller. Did meet him about 3 years ago, and my childhood friend, I've known him ever since I was 6 years old. That is my friend Greg, and we had a blast meeting him, and we got to talk with him for about a half hour, and we talked about everything, man. There was nobody else, just us. And there's the video that just released today. Aged like fine wine, 10 PS2 games that you should be buying and playing. That's not the name of the video. So, but yeah, this is how everything's hooked up there, and I'm not even gonna get into all that. And then, there's another album. There's the Morrison Hotel. Yeah, that is one of the ones that, like, you know, it opens up all the way. And I have a smattering of hats over here, and then this big glob of just stuff on the door. There it is. Say it with me.
You're stupid.
You may have seen this in a couple of my videos. There is my Rust and Cheese Game Closet shirt, and you can actually get a Rust and Cheese shirt that looks better than this one from Fourth Wall if you want to look at the links. So I'll show you just a few recent pickups, and I'll even tell you what I paid for a couple of them because it'll blow your mind. All right, so this one is from Limited Run. They were having one of those things. I already opened the envelope. They were having one of those things where it was like they had, I don't even remember. It was like they were going to be having them in stock, and then this one was like really dirt cheap. I could not believe how much it was. And it's called Outcast: A New Beginning. And I was like, you know, I'll give that a try. I looked up some reviews and stuff, and for $10 for physical, why the heck not? I was like, you can't beat that. 10 whole bucks. So, and then this was at Walmart recently. I got this 5 Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit. $10, 10 whole bucks. So yeah, that was on clearance as well. All of these were on markdown or clearance, except for one. I got one here that was used. Now, I've been wanting this sequel for a while, and I did not want to get it digitally because I'm not that big of a digital fan. A lot of people love their physical stuff. I love physical media. I love my physical games. I love my DVDs and my Blu-rays and even VHS stuff, which I don't have a lot of anymore by comparison to what I used to have. But I grabbed Alan Wake 2, and that's the deluxe edition, and it also comes with the Alan Wake remastered digitally, and that's okay because I already have it. I already have it over here anyway. But $10, 10 bucks. So you can't beat that. You can't beat that with a beaver on a stick. Now, I was not planning on buying this one until it got down super dirt cheap, just because I was like, and it got a little bit of mixed reviews and stuff. But I was like, you know what? If it gets down to, you know, under $20, sure, I'll grab it. And this was on clearance as well. And sometimes I prefer having games on one system versus the other. But when I saw this one for as cheap as it was, I was like, I'm grabbing it. I don't care that it's on the Series X. But this is Mortal Kombat 1. And yes, $10. So another 10 bucks. Now I didn't buy all these in the same day. A couple of them I did. Well, as a matter of fact, this very next, the Alan Wake and this I bought on the same day. And then this one I bought the same day. And this is the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Now, I really wanted to get this for the Switch, but since I got it for 15 bucks. And then this last one is a used one that I grabbed it because I was like, you know what? Why the heck not? Because I recently grabbed the new Sonic Racing, and it's really, really good. And my wife and my daughter, we were really enjoying playing that. And then the very next day, I saw that I grabbed this used. And we actually like this even better. So this is the Nickelodeon Kart Racers. It's a couple years old, but it's for the PS4. And wow, this is such a fun game. Holy smokes. I think one of the better kart racers out there. Not the best kart racer, of course, but one of the better kart racers out there, I think. One of my favorite kart racers of all time is, let me go get it real quick. Stay right there. I'll get it. Just stay right there. I showed it in another video. See, we can do that on this channel. Pac-Man World Party. I got this a couple years ago. If you guys have never played this, oh my gosh, this is so fun. It's just a very innovative, very intuitive game. And, you know, it's a kart racing game. You can't go wrong with most kart racing games. I mean, unless you get that Ryan game out there from that little kid.
Oh, come on, will ya?
This game is so fun. Holy smokes. I believe this was in my Kart Racers Part 2, I think. I'm pretty sure. So go watch that one and then prepare for a surprise ending, because I wake up someplace really, really fun at the end of that video. But yeah, this is such a great game. So I hope you liked the quick tour, or not so quick tour, depending upon how long this video ends up being. I'm just gonna toss it together, throw it up there for you guys to watch, and we will see you guys all very, very soon. You stay legendary.